I've learned a lot of patience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have more patience with them in dealing with them, even in their faults. You know, even in my rearing, you know, it's not the same. Before I was quick to grab a belt, or you know what I mean. Now it's more talking, it's more communication. I got another interview. He was talking about communication, but I think comprehension too.
Yeah.
You know, and getting down to their level and understanding their frame of thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so that you can get to them. You know what I mean, so to speak.
Welcome back to another episode of Just My Baby Daddy Podcast. It's your boy AJ.
It's the bougie baby daddy Eli.
And today, I'm willing to put down in words, mark it down. We're not going to have another guest with more children. I can almost guarantee that.
Yeah, it might be tough.
It might be hard.
It might be tough.
It might be hard.
And hold on. And he's going to keep the clock going. So it's going to definitely be hard.
So we got Mr. Mykal Coles. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Hey man, this is one of my favorite people to talk to. He's funny. He is funny. Now, thanks for coming. We're about to have a good time. Let's get to it.
And for full transparency, right?
Yep.
This is why we have a season 2, because we go through, trials and tribulations throughout the first season, and we had you on before.
Yeah.
Had a great interview before, had a horrible production.
Oh my God, you really?
Just being honest. I don't care. These niggas ain't gonna watch it. I don't care. Like, straight up.
Oh my God.
We had bad production, so now we.
You picked them?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll take the blame for that. But that's why we got you back. I'm so glad to have you back. So you know exactly
And
how
it was a good interview.
It was.
Well, hold on. Hold on. I'm not gonna let you say that. It was a good interview. You came in here kind of stiff the first time.
Okay.
Like you had that extra Niagara on them pants.
Oh my God.
But nah, go ahead, get it
Ain't
started.
no knock on Niagara, man. My grandma got me to Niagara.
Hey, my father got me on it, so I can talk about it.
Pants that can stand straight up.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
whatever, man.
You don't know nothing about that.
You're right. I wasn't raised in the country. So we're gonna start you off how we start off everybody. What does it mean to you to be a father?
And being a father is just everything. My kids is everything. They give me life. Give me a reason to keep going. That's my why. Why I do everything that I do. You know.
So the why piece, right? We have a lot of people that talk about the why. What does the why mean to you?
It's the 26th letter of the alphabet.
You count it?
25th. Took out the D so I had no more kids.
See, I told you he needed help.
The why for me is basically just what gives meaning. You know what I mean? God entrusted me with so many souls to guide, to teach, to nurture, and it's my duty, to make sure that they have the tools that they need in this world to be successful, the tools in this world to be productive, and the tools in this world, to understand fatherhood too, and understand how for my daughters, how they should be treated by a man.
Gotcha. So the tools, right? The tools of that you like you say you're entrusted to instill. Is that a one size fit all thing, or is it based on each individual child of which tools and what you instill in gender specific or whatever?
The tools is basically the same, and how they use the tool, will be individuality. You know what I mean? So I teach all my children, it's first about them, their own happiness. They matter first. You matter. That's why I wrote a book called I Matter. So self-love first. Do what you love to do unapologetically, and not caring about what anybody else thinks as long as you're happy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And before we go much further, we're gonna break down the dynamic. So how many children do you have? Boys, girls, age range?
27 total. I I had 16 girls, 11 boys, 10 grandchildren.
It's the oldest. The dad.
Oldest will be 28 this year. The youngest turns 2.
Turns 2.
Gotcha.
So you have grandchildren that's older than your youngest?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. So when we talk about fatherhood, and we talked about it before, it's a journey, right? Now, what is the difference for you as a man between your oldest when you were raising and your youngest? What has changed drastically in you and the parenting style over that time?
Patience. I learned patience. I don't move fast I did back then, I grabbed her, threw her across the room. She was something. It's great. To now, I've learned a lot of patience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have more patience with them in dealing with them, even in their faults. Even in my rearing, it's not the same. Before I was quick to grab a belt, or you know what I mean. Now it's more talking, more communication. And I got another interview. He was talking about communication, but I think comprehension too.
Yes.
And getting down to their level and understanding their frame of thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that you can get to them. You know what I mean, so to speak.
All right, so you say we have the oldest is 28, the youngest is 2. So they all weren't, growing up in the house at the same time, of course, right? So what is the most that you had at one time, like living with you?
The most I had at one time living with me? 19.
19?
We had 19 at one time, yes. We got 18 now.
Oh, wow.
Is it 18 now? Yep, 18 living with them.
18 in one house.
18 in one house.
So how does that dynamic work? Like, I know that, brothers and sisters, we're best friends, but we're going to be fighting. So I know it's going to be constantly fighting, constant yelling. Like, how does things such as like a dinner is like a feast almost? It's a feast. Because how you going to cook every night?
No, it works because they got little cliques. Within the family, there's little cliques. The older kids don't want to be around the younger kids. The younger kids don't want the older kids around them either. They kick them out their room just like they get kicked out of the older kids' room. With dinner, we used to all take turns, but now since I have a 19-year-old living in my house and she don't work right now, she in charge of cooking since she's a little cook anyway. You know what I mean? So, and I cook sometimes, and we just got. We just do it, man. We got a couple tables in there, got the counter.
What's a go-to dinner?
What you mean, like fast dinner?
Like you want to get something? What's quick the staple?
Pizza. We order pizza. Or they get the chicken neck. I think the chicken and nuggets and fries out.
Yeah.
Spaghetti is a good meal for a big family.
Yeah.
We always do the big pan of baked spaghetti. My kids, they want the fried chicken, the barbecue chicken, the macaroni and cheese,
the good stuff,
the tuna salad, the deviled eggs. But you know what? They help in the kitchen too. I don't mind doing those kind of feasts because I'm not in there alone.
Right.
Like I got one group, they breaking the eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got another group that's heating stuff up for me or chopping up. My wife Alicia, she's real good at chopping up the onions and the green peppers and red peppers, all that kind of stuff.
What about the rest of the cooking?
She did it.
You just highlighted the chocolate.
I would tell you, both my wives have gotten to a point where they know how I eat because I'm a picky eater.
Okay.
God bless them, because I am a picky eater. Even if you make me a sandwich, you got to make it a certain type of way, cut it a certain type of way.
You're just a difficult
I'm
person.
difficult when it comes to my food. Yes.
So with so many people,
word, I feel you.
With so many people in the house, how are you able to find your own peace? Are you able to find your own peace, your own time at home, or
I go in my room and lock the door?
Hey man, you said that
I go in my room and lock. Literally, there's times that they can't come in.
Right.
And then I got my time away from the wives too, because I go in the bathroom and lock the door.
Man, everybody goes in the bathroom and find peace from everybody.
Exactly.
Take your phone, take a book, take an iPad. Hey, I'm good. I took a PlayStation one time.
back in the day?
What?
PlayStation, Jesus. These kids now are spoiled having that. I remember all you could look at with the spray can in the bathroom.
Oh,
just read the back.
Just read the back.
With the one
with the chief on it. Yeah.
I'm in there on my iPad. My wife calling, "Are you watching Sanford and Son again?" I'm watching Sanford.
Jesus. Sanford and Son.
That's where he get his fashion from.
And that's all right.
Hey, you knew I had to slide on in.
I thought you were gonna go with the glasses.
No, you set that one up for me. I had to get that one.
So with so many people, like how do you ever get one-on-one time with the children though? Because one thing I realize is it's very important for all of our children. We love them all together, but we also got to love them individually. So how does that work?
We get individual time. Sometimes they come up in the room with me. One or two of them will come cuddle next to me, have conversations, talk, chill, whatever. Like my older kids, they always call me like, "Dad, can you meet me at such and such? Let's go out and eat real quick," or something like that. So we make the time. But the type of family that we are, they all love being together.
Yeah.
You would think they want individual one-on-one, but they love the group stuff.
Gotcha. So what's the biggest thing that you have to continue to work on? I know you talked about earlier how one of the biggest changes in you has been your growth and patience. Mm-hmm. But what's something that you continue to work on to help you continue improving as well?
Wow, that's a good question.
I know, that's why I asked. I told you I'm gonna get you.
I don't know. I'm continuously working on everything to become better.
Yeah.
Because we're ever learning. You know what I mean? And things change, times change, children change. Even who they are at 5 years old is not who they are at 10 years old.
Right.
So constantly adapting on everything.
Okay, let me ask you another way then. You think about all your kids, but is there one particular thing from a child or a group of your children where you learned something that you didn't actually notice from your children? Either about you or about something else that you can do?
Yeah, I've learned sometimes that the way I think they feel is not how they feel. You know what I mean? I learned one in the conversation from my son Anthony, where he was a little disgruntled because he was like, "You had all these kids, and there's some, the needs get met. There's some wants that we want. You know what I mean? Sometimes we can't get to the wants because there's so many of us. Affordability may be not be there." And I had to have the conversation with him that even if the affordability was there, I'm going to teach you how to get it on your own.
Right.
I'm obligated to meet your needs.
Yeah.
I'm not obligated to meet your wants.
Yep.
Yeah, I want you to have more than I had, and y'all do. Y'all have way more than I had. I didn't even have a father in my life growing up. You know what I mean? That was consistent. So y'all already started off way more. You know what I mean? But I don't want to get them spoiled too many times, especially when you in the entertainment industry, you see the spoiled brat syndrome. You know what I mean? And I don't want them to get caught up in that. So I want you to learn how to work for it. And I got a son now, he got his own business in transportation. All of them really doing their own thing. I got a daughter that got to do her own thing with hairdressing. Right. You know what I mean? Cosmetology or whatever. So I teach them all to meet your wants. You got to work for it.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to be handed to you.
Gotcha.
Well, speaking on your background a little bit, you said you had a father that wasn't there. What was your family dynamic? Did you grow up in a big family? Like, was it you, brothers, sisters, a lot of y'all?
I had three brothers. I had three brothers growing up, and I was kind of raised by my grandmother until it got too much to be on her, and then raised with my aunt who had children of her own. And we were split up coming up. Me and my brothers, we were split up. We weren't together because we all had different. Well, me and my oldest brother, we had the same father. One of the younger brothers, he had his own father, and the youngest had his own father. So we were split up because my mom didn't take care of us. She didn't raise us. She had. Everybody go through what they go through in parenting, and that was her way of handling it. You know what? Y'all go to y'all fathers. And unfortunately, my father was on drugs. So my aunt came and took us from that, in that environment, and took us my grandmother. You know what I mean? So it was rough. And that's why I'm the father that I am. Vow to be in their lives, be with them, teach them, guide them, protect them, anything that I have to do. And I don't always get it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I don't always get it right, but I'm doing the best they can, best I can. And,
Right.
for the most part, I think they happy.
You got a lot of shots at it. I mean,
You got a lot of shots.
if you don't want, you got 26 more. I mean, like, the husband, your family, you don't get somebody. So.
You said you should throw one, you got 26 more chances.
Hey, you know what? That was fun.
Now, with everybody being split up like that, is that why you decided that you want your family so close and you want to keep everybody so tight?
Absolutely, yes. It's mandatory for us to stay close because we all we have. So I teach them to depend on each other. You know what I mean? Because all we have in this world is each other. You know? So hopefully when they get older, they don't go away or stray from that.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not going to always be here as their parents.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they do have a closeness. Like, my oldest son right now is letting one of his younger brothers come live with him down in Newport News. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to have him there and guide him because he's a loose cannon. He's not listening to anybody else. You know, like right now he can't come to my house. I'm loving him from a distance.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'll see him, but he can't come to my house right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the tough love. Sometimes that's the tough part as a father to do. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the necessity of it. You know.
Got you. Because you need help.
If it don't save it, what I'm doing now will save him in the future.
Right.
You know.
Got you.
And you also have to set an example for everybody else in the house. I mean,
I lay down that law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everybody started acting like him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we had to nip that in the bud quick. You should have seen us. We were standing back to back, feel like Charlie's Angels for a minute. You know, like we take all y'all out of here.
Oh, really? Is that the reference you're gonna use?
I'm using that because listen, I'm the nicer one in the disciplinary.
Okay,
I'm the nicer one.
Okay. So one thing that I wanted to know was you touched on one of your sons having an issue when he asked, you had so many kids, blah blah, all that, right? Mm-hmm. But is that a common conversation to where your kids may ask, well, why is there so many of us? Have you ever had that conversation?
No, I mean, none of them ever questioned it.
Okay.
No, everybody's just loving towards each other.
Okay.
Not all the time they're siblings, but I'm just saying for the most part, generally, they're happy with their family. You know what I mean? Now, when we talked about having more, because one of my wives want to have twins.
That's why I was saying still counting. I remember you saying that earlier.
And the one daughter said, no, if you do, I'm moving out.
I'm looking at 30. I mean, you had 27. Round it out.
Round it out. Just saying, two from one from another. Call it a day. Even number.
And so you say one of your wives, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have two wives.
Yes.
All right. So when you see your daughters, right, and you see them seeing, okay, I have mom, they have two moms and everything, would you suggest that they open their minds up and be like, hey, you see dad, this is the way we're growing up, don't let nobody else look at you, this is something that can happen? Is that something that you look at, or would you say, no?
It's something that
you
can
know,
happen.
you know, it gets looked at, talked about all the time. People looking like, oh, you got two wives, you got this, you got that.
Yeah, so
people always
it
want
gets
to have something to
negative,
say.
but that's not how we raise our children. We raise them to live their truth.
Right.
Our truth is not necessarily their truth. But if it happens to be like my older daughter was in that situation before, but he wasn't handling it correctly. You know, she know how dad handles the situation.
Right.
You know, it's a loving situation. It's not a pimp or, like you got some
Right.
hoes and you chilling and you on that kind of status. It's nothing like that. We're a family. You know what I mean? And I treat them like gold. You know what I'm saying? Do I always get it right? No. But they know how I am as a man. You know, I will come back to fix it or work it out, whatever we need to do. The person that she was with was handling it like he was a pimp player. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was foreign to her. You know what I mean? Because she's like, hold up, my dad get up, go to work. He work hard. He do this, he do that. He take care of the kids. It's not just out here having women. You know what I mean? So she got out of it. They still together, but they're not in that situation no more.
Right.
If any of my other kids got into it, I would just teach them to make sure they're being treated right. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be with somebody that's in it for the wrong reasons.
So talk to us about your journey in growth from your oldest to your youngest. In the sense that, what is the main difference between your parenting style versus your youngest to your oldest?
The patience. I listen more.
Okay.
You know, we give the kids a voice. You know, something that we didn't have growing up. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we also try to lead by example on how, like, even small things, you know. We done set the table so we can sit down at the table with them.
Yeah.
Because if we tell them don't bring food upstairs, you know, we can't bring food upstairs.
Yeah.
Do we do it sometime? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You pay a bit.
well, not because of that.
That's usually the answer. I do what I want. Yeah, I pay the bills.
Not because of that. We do it because we just hiding from them.
That's got to be hard though.
We just
Right?
hiding from them. What, hard to hide from them?
Yeah.
Because they be doing their own. They got so many things to do in the house, man. And then we got a big ass yard, so they can go outside for a little bit or whatever. You know what I mean? But sometimes, as a parent, you do need that time. And sometimes, unfortunately, we try to kill two birds with one stone, and we can have a meal together and talk and chill, watch TV for a minute while they doing whatever they doing.
Right.
But the biggest thing is that we definitely give them a voice to talk. You know, before it was like, shut up, I don't want to hear what you got to say. This is what I told you to do it. You know what I mean? It's almost like tyranny. Almost like a tyranny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah. And
So how did they
the older kids tell it too. Y'all ain't have it like us. Y'all got it good.
And
Y'all didn't have this version.
What made it click that you needed to grow in that area? What was that point where it started shifting that, all right, I'm not a tyrant, that's not a dictatorship. Let me start opening my mind to be able to, and see, that's leading me to the next question that I had was, you have two additional personalities that help you grow. How have they helped you as a father?
Because one is a firecracker and one is a little relaxed, a little too relaxed sometimes.
Okay.
And when it comes to rearing. So it's taught me to be the median. So I'll take a little bit from both of them. Like,
Gotcha.
all right, I don't want to be that tough. You know,
That
she
tough.
can go. You know what I mean?
That WWE.
But I ain't gonna be that nice neither.
Gotcha.
And yeah, WWE, that's her favorite thing to watch. I'm telling you, I think I'm joking.
No, I remember y'all saying that earlier. That's why I was like, yo, I can see.
I'm laying on
This
the bed,
man
she on the
kid.
top rope.
We don't need to get into all of what y'all doing in your bedroom.
Nah, I ain't talking about-
Just relax. We talking about fatherhood. We're not talking about the other stuff.
But on that same subject, how did the kids embrace that? You know, how did they? Was it something that all of them always knew? Because I know you had kids prior too. So how did they come to embrace it? How did they deal with? You know, we are adults, right? So we can make our own decisions. Someone says something about you, what you're doing, you can do it. You can handle it. You're an adult. But the kids, did they ever run into anything at school or anything like that? And if so, how do you help them handle it?
No, they're proud of their family. Even the little kids, they talk about it. I have one son, he goes to school bragging about his family. I'm telling you, pulling up YouTube videos and everything for the teachers. Got so bad that one of the teachers wanted to meet us so bad, they made up a conference for us to come in.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, I didn't want anything, I just wanted to meet you guys.
Wow.
Like, what, bitch? I got
Yeah, you can't play these games with black parents, man. You think something wrong? Call my damn kid up here from the school.
That is
So,
funny.
yeah, they handle it very well. You know, even the older kids. You know, for some reason, my wife will remind me, and my oldest daughter will remind me that I'm not cool as people say I am.
Oh, what people say that?
The kids' friends.
Hold on.
The kids' friends.
The kids' friends. His kids'
Oh,
friends.
I was like,
They think I'm so cool, like the coolest person ever. You know what I mean? And so they handle it well. They like it. You know.
That's dope.
That's good because that means they're confident kids, which that could be a lot for kids. you go to school and they hear stuff and all this other stuff. Well, that's good.
Mhm.
That's really good.
Nobody ever came home crying or fighting because they knocked somebody up because they said something about their family. Never happened.
I mean, you're also kind of scared because you don't know who the hell walking around the halls with you.
Mhm.
To be honest, like if I could fight and I have all my people with me, I mean, you run the whole damn school.
Oh, trust me. Well, I have one daughter that's not so ready to throw down, but they know everybody around her is.
Yeah, that's right.
So she's still walking around with a little bit of confidence and security.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope. So, what is the biggest thing that you want? What's the biggest life lesson that you want to instill into your children?
The biggest life lesson is just be there. Be there for each other. Be there, period, for your family. Make that the number one most important thing. Like I said, I teach about self-love and you matter first, but what should matter to you first is your family.
Got you. So, speaking on that, you said you had a book. Tell us about your book.
The book basically is on self-love.
What's the title?
I Matter.
I Matter.
And it teaches self-love. It takes you through a 30-day, basically cleansing of yourself that puts you first, you know. And then it also goes into 2 other sections, one on parenting and one on marriage. And it doesn't teach, let me say this right now.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't teach you how to have 2 wives, but it does teach you how to deal with multiple personalities.
What inspired it?
Everybody calling me, asking me how you do this, how you do that. I'm always giving out advice. You know, I talk to a lot of people, and they all ask the same questions. So I thought, you know what? Let me put it in a book. You know, and then I wasn't even gonna put the book out originally because I'm self-conscious about it. I'm like,
Right.
who am I to teach people self-love? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
A self-help book. You know, I look at my own life and say I got a lot of things that I need to work on because, like I said, I'm ever growing. I'm always working on myself. So who am I to try to teach people about that? And one of my, she's a good friend now, but I met her back when I was performing. She had a video show when I was on the show. She called me. She was like, "Who better not to do it than you?" You know, and she gave me that confidence. And then my daughter read it, and she's like, "Yo, you should put this out."
Wow.
And really, literally, within the next hour, I was on Kindle uploading my book.
Got you. So give me one from each section about marriage and about parenthood.
Now you want me to remember what I wrote? Say no.
I mean, you're the guru. The guru has to drop gems.
One thing about parenting is listening to your kids. I spoke about that earlier. It's giving them a voice. You know, let them know that they matter.
Got you.
So we typically ask the question, you know, what advice would you give to a new father? But we're going to switch this up a little bit for you because you have a specialty in what I'm going to ask. I want to have a big family, right? Not me. Let's say somebody. I don't even want to put that out there like that. I don't want to put that out there like it's me. No.
Yeah, I mean, you asking for
I would be going to the doctor before. There's no way in hell, you know. I ain't in double digits.
Yeah,
but
we understand. We believe you.
But if I do want a big family, and I know that comes with a lot, right? I don't know exactly what it comes with, but I know it has to come with a lot. What advice would you give me if I know I want to start a big family? Let's say 5, 6 kids.
I would say take a course on project management.
Boy,
That's funny, but that is very true.
Take a course on project management, because that's what you're gonna be doing the rest of your life. You know, it's really managing people. You know, schedules, all of that. You know, it take a lot, and you got to be built mentally for it. You got to be prepared for it. You got to, you know, exercise daily, eat the right way. You know, because you got to have the energy yourself. I'm still working on that with me. You know, I got exercise bike in the room, and I ain't been on it in the last week. You know what I mean? Because my schedule been so busy. Don't let this fool you. Don't let this fool you. Cause
you can check my schedule. I've been on it.
It can be bigger.
My history good right now.
Yeah, I would say definitely explore project management. Just to know how to deal with multiple personalities. You know what I'm saying? Multiple events, schedules, and all of that.
That's actually really, really good advice, especially for a big family. That's good for any family, though, big or small.
Yeah. Now that actually leads me, before I ask you what's coming next, but when you're balancing extracurricular with the entire family or activities or anything like that, yes, you schedule it, but how do you mentally organize your life to make sure everything is taken care of and kids can do other
I don't think
outside
about it. I just
activities?
do it. I just do it. You know, some days I can work on 3-4 hours of sleep. We might go to sleep 1-2 o'clock in the morning. Alarm clock ringing at 5. I'm snoozing until 5:30 and then jumping up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just do it. I just do it. I can't say any other thing. You know, stay prayed up. And just do it.
Got you.
I force them all on the same team.
Oh,
There's
There's different times that
that's
when the
hard.
kids were in, the boys was in basketball, and we had girls in soccer. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta go to a soccer game.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go to a basketball game. Sometimes you gotta split up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
Divide and
had,
conquer.
but a lot of times the stuff didn't happen at the same time.
That's good.
Maybe that was fortunate for us.
That's fortunate.
You know, like there's a concert, because I have kids in band and orchestra and stuff like that. They have a concert, I have a kid in acting, you know what I mean? And they have a play, but it wasn't on the same night.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't at the same time.
They just keep your days filled up, even though
Maybe they knew that, you know, this kid is in this. Maybe the school was just.
they looking out for you.
I don't know.
I know what the kids are.
They know the kids.
Y'all follow through.
Nah. So, with having so many kids, grandchildren, wives, we normally ask, what do you want your legacy as a father to be? But what do you want your legacy as a man to be?
That I stood up and took responsibility. I didn't run from my responsibilities. I didn't hide from them. I didn't half-ass them. You know, they know that I gave my all.
Powerful. That's powerful. I mean, there's nothing else to say to that, but, you know, we had a good time. As always.
Don't talk about my cargo pants.
I want to hear mention anything.
They ain't even on camera.
Oh,
You even killed yourself.
Hopefully they're not on camera.
That's all good, because I'm so confident in myself.
Hey, yeah, that's why
I like them, so I don't care.
Good, that's why we can joke about it, because it don't really matter. But all seriousness, man, we really, really appreciate you as always, because the one thing that AJ and I talked about earlier is that we're thankful for you, because you really do support us. You really do talk to us and talk back to us and help us out and give us advice and just shoot the crap with us.
Yeah,
And
y'all got going on.
we
It's
really
awesome.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Word up.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Thank you for watching another episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. I know you liked what you saw. So what I need for you to do is go back and look at past episodes. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share our YouTube page, Just My Baby Daddy Podcast. And you can follow us on all social media at Just My Baby Daddy Pod.